Black History Month is more than just a month to support Black businesses. It's a time to remember and celebrate all achievements by African Americans that might get forgotten in U.S. history. Something else that may be forgotten is our family history as well. Ancestry senior story producer and professional genealogist Nicka Sewell-Smith joins us tonight to share how Black families can find their family history using Ancestry. Hi, Nicka, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So what are some of the insights that you guys have for Black Americans wanting to start diving into our family history?
Well, number one, you are the most important asset. I think a lot of us forget that we, grew up around family or, even family events. My grandmother was the person that went to everyone's funeral and kept all the funeral programs.
Oh,
The
wow.
fact that they're very methodical about how they're listed, she leaves behind a cherished memory, all that stuff that's kind of ubiquitous across our culture. And when you start with yourself, think about what you engage family members, ask them what they know, start to gather those documents and things from around the house, birth, marriage, and death certificates. When you start to build out your free tree on Ancestry, you're really starting off on great footing because you're using the brain trust of your family that's there. And then when you combine that with the hint technology that we have that crawls through the most used collections on the site, such as the US Census and other things, we're actually helping you to do the work to reconstruct your family tree.
Yeah, so speaking of those collections that you were talking about, what kind of content collections does Ancestry have to support this research?
Oh my gosh. I mean, everything from newspapers with our sister site, newspapers.com. We also have Fold 3, which is military records. We have Find a Grave, which is a virtual cemetery. There are volunteers that go all across the
Oh,
world and
wow.
photograph headstones and cemeteries. Yeah, so that if you never can get to where your ancestors buried, you can actually see it online. In addition, we have the census. We have the Freedmen's Bureau, which is an important collection this year because it's the 160th anniversary since Congress authorized the Freedmen's Bureau, which helped the newly emancipated walk into their lives as U.S. citizens. We also have things around the Civil War, the 160th anniversary this year of the end of the Civil War. More than 200,000 Black men fought on the side of the Union during the Civil War, and there were scores of Black women who served as cooks and laundresses and nurses and maids for those respective units. We have more than 65 billion records on Ancestry,
Oh.
and our people are included in a ton of them.
Yeah, the app that you guys have is so easy to use and navigate. My mom and I have taken the Ancestry test before, so it's like amazing to navigate through the apps. So what app or updates have you guys made to make it so much easier than it already is to use now?
Right. So one of the things, especially if you're like not quite sure if you know enough on your tree, you can do something like Ancestry DNA, which more than 27 million people have already done the test. And one of the aspects of the product is called DNA Journeys, where regardless if you have a tree or not, it will drill down to respective regions all across the world, whether it's in the Caribbean or even here in the United States. And it'll give you a geographic area where your family lived within the last 200 years. In some places, it even goes down to the county. So if you have no idea where in Louisiana, if you have no idea where in Mississippi, just taking the test can actually give you that information.
Yeah, and sometimes diving deep into our family histories can be tough because it brings up some traumatic moments. What words of encouragement can you offer to us that want to dive into this, but it might bring up some of those sad moments?
I feel like we are just a gift to our ancestors because we have access to a lot of historical records. We're able to read and write, and for many of them, they did not have that opportunity. And as you come across the information where you're seeing things like maybe your great grandparents only went to school to the third grade, but
Oh,
you're the college graduate, or you're the one who got a PhD, it's leaning into the fact that tough history, that challenging history is not what has stayed with us, that we have continued to ascend up and just be resilient and take your time. Some of this information is hard to process. There are things I've come across in my own family history that, I had to take a step back and just say, you know what? Let me just process and digest this and let me feel the emotions that my ancestor may not have had the opportunity to feel because they may have had so many other things going on that they didn't have time to stop, but I have the luxury of the time of stopping and to emote for them.
yeah, where can we go to continue to deep dive into all of this information on our family history?
Absolutely. Please head to ancestry.com and start your family tree. Get in there, even buy a DNA kit. You may have cousins who have already tested. There's so much there. I just really want to empower everyone to recognize and realize I'm no special person. I've used this product for more than 25 years, even before I started working at Ancestry. And what I've been able to gift my family with as a result of digging into our family history, it is absolutely irreplaceable.
It's literally precious moments. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.
We'll be right back with more Good Day Stateline.